amazing. I've been working all this time.
Hey buddy, how are you? Good stuff, man. This is yours. Working sturdy pretty quick, so.
No, I'm pretty good.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How's it going, everybody? I'm at Kyle's house right now. This is Leopazzo TV, Reef Tank Addiction, Season 2, Episode 1. And I'm super excited to be featuring this gorgeous 410-gallon saltwater coral reef fish tank. Kyle, thank you so much for having me here today. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself so we can literally jump in this tank and start learning as much as we can about it.
Yeah, my name's Kyle. I've been in the hobby for about 6 years, and other than that, I started out with a 29-gallon BioCube, and it just kind of snowballed into this thing.
All right, Kyle. Well, like we said, I want to know a little bit more about your whole filtration system and how it works. We just kind of, I'm gonna not really call this a sump. What are you gonna call this section? Just filtration section?
Yeah, it's an all-in-one system. It is a sump. I mean,
yeah.
It's not underneath the tank or in another room.
Okay, so it's built into the tank itself.
It's a large all-in-one system.
All right, well, let's go downstairs here in the bottom of the tank in this metal stand, and let's take a look at what's going on down here.
So yeah, the whole tank is ran off an Apex system. Obviously, as you can tell, everything is Apex. Everything's Apex ready. I don't know why I did it. I like their product. It seems to work well, and it makes having larger tanks a lot easier.
Okay.
I travel a lot too, like a lot, so I always need to be connected to the tank, especially if I want consistency and actually to be successful. So this is why I went this way, and then it just started, going nuts from there. I just got the 2 wave modules. The auto leak detector module I still haven't even set up. They're just sitting there, so I still have to place those in areas.
So basically, to me, and for maybe some other people, this is like taking it to the next level pretty much, because it's pretty high tech. It's all new equipment right here.
Yeah.
And some people might not even be familiar with some of this equipment and what it does. So we want to just start pretty much right at the top, and let me explain to me even.
Yeah, so at the top left you have the Neptune Wake Up Box. Now all that does is you can control a bunch of stuff with it, but it's for like float switches, which most people use it for. So that does my auto top off. So I got 2 float switches wired in there that do high and low and emergency.
Okay.
And then I have another float switch on my skimmer, so if it starts overflowing, the skimmer will know and it will automatically shut off and email me. Then next to that, it has the actual controller unit.
With that blue screen.
Yeah, so you can tell my tank right now is at 79 degrees and my pH is 8.21.
Good to know.
It tells you also how many amps you're pulling out of the energy bars, which is handy.
Which is good to know.
Yeah.
Calculate how much you're draining or using.
Yeah, it also, this I have, since I have the gold edition, it shows ORP and salinity.
Oh, that says that they're on the blue screen as well?
On the blue screen, it doesn't. It shows it on the dashboard. I'll show you the Apex dashboard. It's a whole computer thing.
Okay.
So yeah, it shows me ORP, which is good to know, I guess. Reading it, everybody's tank is usually different. Usually, one that's stable is good. That's what I've heard. The salinity probe's good because I can always check what my salinity is in my tank.
Okay.
And then the 2 or the 4 wave pumps, which is my power heads, are controlled. 2 of them are controlled by this box right here.
So those are for the wave makers?
Yeah, these are just for the wave makers. And then if you look on the other side, there's another one, since the cord's only 11 feet long and my tank's 2 feet.
This bottom one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So from there you have...
So those control the wave makers?
Yeah, those are just for the wave makers. Okay. And Neptune, or Apex, is releasing a return pump at some point, and supposedly the one link, which is this module, will control it. So hopefully that happens soon. Underneath that you have what they call EB8s, which are just pretty much controlled outlets, so on and off, but you can write programming to make it do things when something happens. So my auto top off, if for some reason both switches fails, if the salinity starts dropping too low, it will cut off my auto top off. You know, things like that. If my temperature starts raising too high, so if it gets in the 80s, it will shut down my lights, then start shutting down non-pumps that are not needed.
Heaters and stuff.
Heaters it will shut off. It can fully control the heaters.
And you obviously set this all up and tell it what you want it to do.
Yeah, see, it's that part of it's not as fun. You use a lot of
the setting
reading.
up part of it.
Yeah, a lot of reading.
Getting used to the product, but once you know it, you're good to go.
Yep.
It's new, right?
Yep. So this tank I actually run 2 temp probes on it, so it's actually taking the average of both temp probes, which is really handy because I don't really trust the temperature probes that are sold.
Okay.
That's an auto leak detector, so it's just a simple closed circuit. So if that closes, it will email me, send alarms, and turn off my auto top off, since that's the only thing that can really
flood
the
tank. So that metal
tank.
contact underneath it is what's detecting
Yeah, so if
water?
that touches water, it will automatically do whatever I tell it to do. So
And that's
it will
plugged
email
into
me.
this controller?
Yeah,
here?
which is that controller box there. Again, I just got them. I haven't laid them out yet. I just have to figure out the best.
So you would just spray
positioning.
them out, or
Yeah, I'll put them behind the tank and where, like, you know, right above my
the low spots or whatever.
Yeah, probably above my plugs. So this tank is in a basement, so if it does go or something horrible happens, I mean, you never know.
Right.
It's gonna ruin my basement, but that's it.
Yeah.
All I care about is electrical fire and stuff like that, really.
Good
That
stuff.
will take out the whole house. So, you know, that I'm worried about.
So I guess moving on here, what, to the middle?
Yep, to the middle is the actual brains of the computer, of the Apex computer.
Okay.
That's where your ORP and pH probe goes. You can have a temp probe on there, and then, you know, that's where it connects to the internet and all that good stuff.
Interesting.
Below it is a big ass Neptune logo that I made. It's backlit with LEDs.
That's pretty top notch, but
Yeah, it's just for the mounting board. I wanted something a little bit different and something cool, and I really like the product enough to actually have it
yeah.
on the tank.
Good stuff,
it's
man.
worked well for me. On the other sides, we have a PM2 module, which does my salinity.
Okay.
That's
the
about
top
it.
one?
Yeah, that's the top one. On the side of that, we have the new wave line that's controlled by the Apex.
The wave line, right? That's
which
a
is
return
my
pump.
return pump, which
Right.
is my main. So that's completely
And that's a DC
controlled.
pump, eh?
Yes, correct.
Good stuff.
And then we have another one link, which is for the other power heads.
Right.
And then we have underneath that the DOS system, which doses my tank.
So that's the DOS system by
yeah.
Apex as well?
Yeah, so, you know, most people use dosing pumps and stuff like that. These are really nice dosing pumps. They work extremely well. Good head pressure. I've never had a problem with it. Actually, all this stuff I've never had a problem with.
What are you dosing?
I dose EVS 2-part. Calcium and alkalinity.
Calcium and alkalinity?
Yeah, magnesium I do by hand here and there.
Right.
I've never really had an issue with magnesium. And other than the clams, there isn't really much of a drain on it yet. As I get more and more into the SPS, I might be switching out to a calcium reactor maybe.
Right.
Or, you know, maybe dosing bulk 2-part. I'm not really sure yet. Haven't got there yet.
So this section of your tank, we were gonna call it, what is this section here?
It's the thing that runs the whole tank. I mean, everything is ran through here.
Right.
It's controlled remotely.
Right.
Which is cool. I can control it all from that top section, that top, you know, like readout.
Right.
But it's really set up to control through Apex Fusion, which I'll show you.
Okay.
It just runs everything. I mean, everything's plugged
So
into it. I can turn off and on anything I want without touching anything, which is awesome. I can do it from my smartphone, from a tablet, and also I can do it from anywhere in the world, which is handy. So when I leave, I actually have 2 webcams that plug into the Apex as well and
Right.
share through the Apex, so I can actually watch my system.
Yeah, that's what I wanted on my tank.
Yeah, just because I leave sometimes for 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
And I get worried about, you know, issues. If the tank crashes, that's bad. But if the auto top off gets stuck on,
Right.
or something really bad happens, you know, I want to be able to do something.
Good stuff.
I
man.
mean,
thinking in ahead and planning. is
Yeah,
very
I mean,
important.
the easiest thing to fix is a tank crashing. It's hard to fix a whole basement and a tank crash and all this other things. That's actually life changing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's what you usually want to watch out
You're
for.
so right.
Cause once you're hooked like addicted reef keeping, thinking about your tank, yeah, even when you're sleeping, maintaining your levels, keeping them from peaking, beginner or pro, yeah, happy reefing, it's in our blood, it's like we're